Today I'm going to be talking about the coronavirus because there are apparently a lot of misconceptions out there and people not really knowing the statistics and the facts about it. So today we're going to be using exclusively actually, the site Worldometer and its tracking of the numbers of the virus, like deaths and cases and recoveries. So first of all, we have less than 90,000 cases at the moment, which is on March the 1st. I don't know how long it took to edit the video, but hopefully not much later than that. So this is Sunday, March the 1st. And now it's March the 6th, and we already have reached 100,000 cases. And in Italy, the cases have quadrupled, and also the deaths. So I think this situation is looking much worse than I make it sound in the video. This is a real problem. But I guess panic shouldn't spread yet, just gotta wash your hands, as disgusting as it is. And I guess we're gonna be reaching 90,000 cases in a few days, and we'll definitely have reached 3,000 deaths by then. And, well, on the bright side, more people are recovering than are dying, and the rate of people recovering is increasing too. When I first checked out the site, I think it was at 10%, and now it's at 7%. So kinds of, if you look at the start here, we got a death rate of 40% right when it was being discovered, and then it went down to, all the way down to 6.5% deaths. So that's good. It's becoming more survivable the more we learn about it, and the more people are aware of the danger of it spreading. And the total amount of cases is slowing down. That's a good thing. And further down here we have the countries, and you'll see that more than 90% of the cases are still in China, which I guess is good for everyone who's not in China. And also most of the deaths. Are there even more than 100 deaths outside of China? Slightly more than 100. And just yesterday, I guess, it must have been 29th of February, we had the first death in the USA, which is obviously very bad, because the USA is pretty far away from China, I think. And it's also very isolated in general compared to the mainland, I guess, which would be Eurasia. We have another big outbreak in South Korea and one in Italy, which is not good. That's my neighboring country. Oh no. And we already have 14 infections in Austria. Oh no, it's going up. We had the first cases of corona infection in this very town, Innsbruck, where I live. And I think there were 2 cases. I think they were contained, but now other parts of Austria have cases as well. And most of Europe will have cases that originate in Italy, because, I don't know, I guess there was an outbreak. There were 29 deaths in Italy, damn. So yeah, we'll talk about the lethality as well. It's, of course, very bad that many people are dying, but it's not a huge problem yet. Not a pandemic problem yet, I should say. Obviously, it's a huge problem. People die from the flu every year, but if we could just eradicate the flu, then obviously that would be great. And probably the people who died from the flu would have, they would have died already because the flu comes back every year. So apparently we have an increased immunity to the flu now because we've been thinned out over the years of the flu returning every year. I don't even know how long the flu has existed, probably thousands of years. And it just keeps killing us. And now the coronavirus is on the way of becoming a new flu, I guess. Maybe a more deadly flu. At the moment it's like 1,000 times more deadly than the flu. If you get one coronavirus, it's as bad as getting the flu 1,000 times, I guess. But that's probably going to slow down at some point, I guess. At least if it comes back every year, then it'll definitely be less deadly then, because it will have killed all the people already who will be affected by it the most, I guess. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. Holy shit. Don't want to cause any panic here. If the coronavirus were to become a global flu, then it would just be killing us en masse every year. Damn. But it seems that the amount of cases has been slowing down greatly. In fact, it's been reduced by the fact that people are being cured. Let's see how much we have here. Is there anything? Daily new cases is... It has peaked here. It's going up again now, though. Gross factor. Oh yeah, there's this spike where people are saying, oh, the Chinese government was hiding these cases from us. I don't know if that's true. I could probably read into that. There's probably even something on this page, but I'm not going to bother because it's only, I don't know, 12,000 cases. And if the government hit 12,000 cases, it didn't hide them very long, so I don't know. Not too concerned about it. This here is concerning, but there's still total cases. I'm not interested in total cases as much as active cases, or what should I say, daily cases. Let's see, is it? Oh, here, daily new cases. Okay, that's it. So as we see here, we have what appears to be exponential growth, and that's very bad. Because, here, active cases. So what we have here is a decline of active cases. Obviously, if the amount of active cases reaches 0, then we would have won, and the virus would have been defeated. And it looks like that's happening eventually, or at least, actually, I guess it's not likely to happen now, come to think of it, because we have 41,000 cases. I mean, the chance to eradicate all of them is pretty low. So I guess it might come back every year. That would be bad. Here's the amount of people infected outside of China versus inside of China. It's increasing. Worryingly, it was 6% when I first checked. Now it's almost 9%. And here is the scary one again, where it says daily cases outside of China. Like, what, 10 days ago, I guess we had less than 150 cases every day, and that was good. It didn't spread outside of China, but then it started spreading outside of China, and now it's snowballing outside of China. So will this graph rise up infinitely, or will it peak and then go down? It's hard to tell because it's the whole wide world. It's the entire world. Before it was just China, and well, China is still really big, but if it's the whole world, there's like, what is it? Almost 300 different governments that are in charge of curbing the spread. Holy shit. I hope it doesn't mutate. Oh god. I guess it's not likely to mutate yet, considering there's only less than 90,000 cases so far. Yeah. Well, it could happen though. Could happen, and then it'll be even more dangerous, maybe. I mean, it probably mutated a lot already, but those mutations probably haven't caught on, I guess, or they weren't different enough to make a difference. But I'm talking about mutations that would be more threatening to us than the current strain, which would be catastrophic, I guess. Especially if it manages to affect people that were already cured earlier. That would be bad. Damn. Oh god. Okay, so at first I recorded a bunch of stuff and I didn't realize what the difference here was. Now I realize it. So, confirmed cases versus all cases. So all cases I assume would be cases that include the flu being mistaken for the coronavirus. So I guess this number here is the real number. It's too bad we don't have these other numbers, but I guess it's safe to say it's 50% more. So I guess you would probably have a 0.3% chance of dying if you're my age. Or younger, but not if you're a baby. And if you're a baby, you're safe, I guess, for some weird reason. But if you're old, then you have, oh god, a very high chance. You better If you get the virus, you better make sure that your parents and your grandparents don't get it, I guess. From you at least. Oh god. 29% chance of dying. 22. If you are 80 plus. Damn. Well, older people do die more often from the flu as well, but I guess not nearly as much as this. Holy shit. I guess it also correlates with other pre-existing conditions like cancer and other stuff that I should look at. Where is it? Oh, I paused the video to find it, but it was already here where I paused it. Great. Okay, so cardiovascular disease, diabetes, chronic respiratory disease, hypertension. Don't know what that one is either. I guess those are the pre-existing conditions. So if you don't have those, then you're closer to safe. And also if you're a woman, you're closer to safe. Maybe that's because women wash their hands. No, that can't be right, because that would decrease the chance of the amount of cases, but not the severity of cases. Well, either way, I'm still not washing my hands. Oh god. Maybe once it starts getting to be a real problem, I'll wash them. But only when I come home. That's the only time I wash them with soap, okay? When I'm at home, I obviously don't have to wash, I guess, right? Oh god. Transmission rate? I haven't even looked at that one yet. Let's see what that one says. Okay, so apparently the WHO, World Health Organization, estimates that it's slightly more contagious than a flu, or twice more contagious than the flu, which means that between 1.4 and 2.5 people get infected for every one person that gets infected, which means that it would reach everyone unless we actually start washing our hands. God damn it! There's other studies that think it's even more dangerous, and I guess it's about as dangerous as the SARS virus was back then. Yep, or I mean, I don't know if we should just take the in between, or if it's still to be determined how contagious it was. I guess it definitely depends on how much we take it seriously and how much we quarantine the cases. Okay, another interesting thing is the incubation period, and I've already looked it up. Well, it's 2 to 14 days. We've got outliers of 27 days, but that just means, I mean, people expect that those people were just infected at a later point than they thought. I think it's all single cases that went for that long, so it's probably not true, or maybe I don't know, hard to tell. I mean, I guess it's possible, but it's probably a different infection, let's be honest. A different infection time than they thought. Alright, so there we go. Now you know. I guess the most interesting parts are still the spread and the actual scary one where it looks like it might be exponentially spreading or not. But then again, even these exponential cases, I guess they're in countries that are further along, and they might still be stopped in other countries. Oh, here's all the countries. Interesting. Okay, we got a lot in Iran, got a lot in Italy, and in South Korea. Half of all outside of China are in South Korea. Oh, and then we have this one ship called Diamond Princess, which is a ship that was quarantined near the coast of Japan, apparently. And that one has 700 cases just on a single ship. So I guess we really are handling this fairly well if we actually quarantine like a whole ship or a country. I don't know. I don't know if China's doing it very well, but I guess they have curbed it to some extent, so that's good. And it's spreading in Germany and in Europe Germany, France, Europe in general. It's spreading there more than it is in the USA, but maybe now that it already is in the USA, it might be a big problem, because actually, I don't know, it's hard to tell which countries are more prepared or less prepared, and which countries naturally have a better immune response to it, I guess, or should I say ethnicities? No, that doesn't, I don't know. Well, I guess ethnicities, sure. I mean, there's a cultural thing of how often you wash your hands too. Oh god. I have the culture of a swine. I never wash. I bought hand soap for the first time because of the coronavirus. I've only used it like 2 times, and I've forgotten to use it wisely, so I guess it was all for naught so far. I used to just wash with water. And I guess that's probably fine. Probably just, I mean, if I get diseases every once in a while, it's probably good for the immune system if it actually is kept active. Just gonna avoid the coronavirus, possibly. That would be good. But we'll see, I guess, if it spreads everywhere. Did the number change since we started recording? Let's see. I probably would have seen because I refreshed the page already. I think that's the same number. I guess it doesn't update constantly, but then I think it does update when it sees news stories about deaths. That's mostly how this site is run, so it might be highly inaccurate for all we know, but then again, this seems to be the best aggregate for all these numbers. Well, I guess Korea is really the one that's changing the numbers here the most, because we have 1,500 new cases, and then 600 of them are in South Korea. Damn. Do we have North Korea on here too? I wonder. No, we do not. Okay. Interesting how that happens, but I guess it makes sense, because even this amount of cases, 4,000 nearly, isn't that much if you have it on a map, I guess, because on a map it probably would just be like 1 or 2 cities. But then again, if you think how many people go in and out of those cities, you're probably gonna think it's impossible to contain, because how are you gonna control all those people? How will you stop them from spreading it? It's something, isn't it? Alright, well, yeah, I think knowledge is really important, and now you probably know more than you did if you listened to the whole thing. And if you want to know any more, then this website's always here. And if you're from the future, you can see these numbers at this point, because I don't think there's a graph that shows all the countries. So here you have these archived numbers, I guess, that will have updated, and then you can't probably can't rewind time on this page. I don't know. Maybe they add that later. Who knows? Alright, well, I probably won't make any other videos like this, but it's just interesting. And there you go. I mean, if you like my voice, I guess you can subscribe, but if you expect more pandemic news, then this might not be the channel for you. Oh, if you like medical stuff like this, a good channel would be the Chubby Emo channel. That one covers medical cases, extreme medical cases, though it doesn't seem to cover statistics of this kind. Alright, goodbye.